am a pansexual, polyamorous, non-binary,
pansexual, polyamorous, non-binary, vegan.
And people of color and poor people and gay people and all the people that I care about aren't going to be safe in America. Neither the are you guys. Just because you won doesn't mean we don't remember who the you voted for. You're not in the clear. And just please don't test your gangster on me, because you will end on a stretcher. Gone forever. So serious. Nobody talk to me unless you want to swing. If you want to fight, text me, call me, whatever. Anybody else, stay the out of my face. And if you voted for Trump, literally, please delete me, block me, get rid of everything of me, or step to me so that I know what's up and I can handle you how I see fit. Please just come forward. We know. Just tell me or leave. Please. The door.
I am so sorry that you had to see that side of me, because the only side of me I ever wanted you to see was what you saw and what I did for your kids and what I did for you. And I hope that I was always a support and always did everything that I possibly could for you. And I promise you that I intended to, and I did everything I could to be there for the families and the parents, and just how sorry I am.
The crazy thing is there are many other teachers who have the same exact opinions as this woman over here, except she was stupid enough to post online and actually threaten people just because of the fact that they have different opinions to herself. And as per usual, when they get caught, they go on their whole victim parade and start crying about how they're so sorry for their actions, when I know it's not the case that you're sorry for your actions. You're just sorry that you got caught, because you're a grown adult, and I'm sure you're not stupid enough to not realize that when you post something like that on social media, people are going to see it.
If you're insecure about your arms in photos, all you have to do is pull out your arm just a little bit away from your body and then push forward your shoulders.
Why don't you just go to the... Never mind.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
The victim mentality continues once again. The most oppressed people on planet Earth, who have all the food, all the water, all the shelter, but they're still oppressed.
I don't want to hear one single word from a single Republican, Trump-loving parent when the public school system stops working for their kid. I don't want to hear one word from any Republican parents that live in rural areas when their school gets shut down and consolidated with another school 20 miles away because theirs doesn't have enough Title I funding to operate anymore. I don't want to hear a single word from any parent of a special needs child that voted for Donald Trump when their kid stops receiving services and supports at school. You no longer get to play the victim anymore. We will do everything that we possibly can to make sure your child still receives a free and appropriate public school education as it is required by law, but you do not get any extra support or sympathy. I'm going to need y'all to suffer in silence and figure it out on your own. When Republican parents finally realize how much their public school system has atrophied because of neglect due to Republicans, And when they finally come to the realization that they're going to have to pull their kid out of public school, quit their job, and homeschool their kid, or even more hilarious, when they finally decide that no matter how many vouchers Donald Trump promises to give them, they're never going to afford private school, I don't want to hear one single complaint out of any one of those parents that voted for Donald Trump. Oh, what are we going to do? My child can't go to a school this is what you wanted.
As I said, there are many other teachers who have similar opinions to the woman who threatened people because of the fact that they voted for Trump. Trust me, the school system is not doing great for kids, and they're not coming out of the schooling system some intellectual super houses with the most highest of IQs. Most of them go through the schooling systems and they end up just dyeing their hair another color, and that's all that happens.
My name on his hat, my name on his chain.
And you've got your butthole on the screens of millions of random desperate men. Dang. That's tough.
Before we get back into the video, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell so that you're notified when one of my videos come out. Also subscribe to my new channel, Yinka Unfiltered, which will be linked in the description down below. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at YinkaThatGuy, and let's get back into the video.
Oh, I knew he was gay. I didn't think he was that gay.
No, Peter, he's not gay. He's a woman stuck in a man's body.
Yeah, gay.
It's totally different.
Sounds the same.
Well, it's not.
Okay, so he wants to be a woman so he can be a lesbian?
No, he'd date men.
Gay.
Yeah, gay.
He does kind of have a point.
Great news. My frontal lobe finally finished developing this morning, and I realized why it sucks so bad to be a liberal. Because I am so empathetic and compassionate towards people that don't give a shit about me. Why do I care so much about them? Why do I care that they're utterly brainwashed by this right-wing political machine and politicians that don't care about them, but they're convinced they do? They are fear-mongered into believing they should be fearful of immigrants, women in power, books that invoke critical thinking, the trans community, when there's such a larger issue at hand. We are living in a chess game where we are the pawns, politicians are the kings, queens, knights, rooks, and billionaires are moving the chess pieces. And they will never see that. And it breaks my heart.
Apparently your frontal lobe finally fully developed and you still say stupid stuff.
Are you even a trans woman if you still dress like a boy? Yeah, it's called being butch. It's called being masc. Concepts that have already existed in femininity, feminine spaces, and sapphic spaces for a long ass time. Well then why did you transition? Titties? Because I'm a girl? Because the body I was born into and the puberty I went through as a teenager made me feel like and look like a man, and that gave me a lot of gender dysphoria and a lot of anxiety and made me want to saw parts of my body off. Things that don't exist now that I've been transitioning. Why can't trans women present masc? Why can't trans women be butch too? Why do all trans women have to present femme? Why are your ideas of femininity so reductive?
When it comes to white queers, the concept of intersectionality tends to beat you guys the fuck up. And I just wish sometimes I could just tell you that you don't always have to have a take for everything. You don't always have to open your mouth. You need to go sit down and read some Angela Davis books or something. Just because you have some sort of understanding of being marginalized does not mean that you have the right or the level of intelligence or understanding to say some of the things that you guys say about non-white people. It's very, very telling that you have no idea what intersectionality is, and you think that because you are oppressed in certain ways that you can identify with things and compare things to people that are marginalized in a bunch of other ways. You guys use that shit as a shield, and it doesn't really work because at the end of the day, you are white before anything else. And you guys prove that with your very, very strange takes on everything. You guys always have these very bold takes about women of color that you see on here, but you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about because, again, intersectionality. So just normalize shutting the fuck up sometimes.
People in the comment section need to help me understand why these people always speak the same and they speak like this. Why don't you do what I told you to do? And white people are just oppressing everyone systematically. Why in the blue hell do they all talk like this? It's either they talk stupid, they dye their hair, or they have that stupid bull nose ring piercing. Make it make sense.
I think the thing that really baffles me about all of this is that he's not even hot. He's not even like a little bit hot. It's not like he's a Reagan. Bad guy, bad man, did bad things, but I see how he got there because he's a little hot. Even George W. Bush, a little hot. This is one of the ugliest motherfuckers I've ever seen. We have never had a man with a more repugnant face hold the office of President of the United States. You are not being swept off by some Don Draper figure. What's your excuse? What are you falling for? How do you look at, and I know that we don't assign physical attributes to morality. I know that that's a bad thing to do. It's a bad thing to draw that line, but let me do it just this one time. This man is one of the ugliest men I've ever seen. How is this working?
Yes, it's very high IQ to vote for someone based on whether you find them attractive or not. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, there are some people who should not be able to vote.
I think it's so funny when people say like, oh, our ancestors didn't have depression.
Bull nose ring person, I don't want to hear what you have to say.
It's like I enjoy playing video. People ask me like what my hobbies are. It's like, well, you know, I'm a technology nerd, so I like playing video games. And it's like, it's really annoying when video game gets interrupted by some DEI woke bullshit. And I'm like, Jesus, I was playing a video game here. Can you just leave the video games alone? You know, you don't want to do things that damage art. So it breaks you out of the story. So.
Yeah, you can't even find any decent games nowadays. They have to put their stupid woke agenda in all of them, and we do not really care about all of that stuff. We just want to play good games, and that's part of the reasons why we don't have many good games nowadays, because they continuously put their stupidity and their rainbow nonsense in all of these games and movies and whatever you want to call it.
It is a president's prerogative. You know, people can say, oh, why are you doing that? But that's what presidents do. They do it every time they pardon somebody. So I'm not sure why the pearl clutching is happening now. I can't believe that this is what's freaking people out.
Well, Whoopi, I don't think people are freaking out. I think they're just having a hard time with the hypocrisy, which is no one is above the law. You remember that line, right? Because that's the exact same line that Joe Biden, the Democrats, and the Democrat-run media, you people, kept bombarding the American people with every time the conversation was about Trump's legal cases. No one is above the law. I wanted to say it. I want to hear you say the Biden family is above the law. Say it, Whoopi. For once, let the truth finally tumble out of that mouth of yours.
Literally a culture of women screaming they don't need no man, and then they're like, why am I single?
Probably because you say you hate men and you don't need them.
It's sad. It's all part of the agenda to keep us separate, break up the family unit, keep us divided, poor, weak, alone, sad, high, drunk. And then we'll never be able to keep the government in its place. The only thing stronger than government is the family unit. And if that's been broken up, then we can fully be taken advantage of with fear, division tactics, left versus right, food supply, poison in our water. The list goes on, people. Get married, have children, drink fluoride-free water, don't eat seed oils, get some sunshine.
And they're speaking facts.
I'm not a witch. What does your sign mean? My sign means that I believe in women and their spirituality, and we need to believe in ourselves and our sisters. Are you a witch? Yes, I am. What's your favorite thing about being a witch? Freedom. Witches' rights. Witches' rights, women's rights, cats' rights, the freedom for all individuals to believe and act how they are. All rights. All right. All right, baby!
I'm going to point out once again that people like her vote.
Hey comrades, it's Chaz, and yeah, I have been sitting on the couch for the last 2 days because I refuse to celebrate Thanksgiving with my Trump-supporting family. I will not go to the house of anyone who voted against basic human rights. Also, I'm an ethical vegan, so seeing them like chomp down on turkeys is like so disgusting to me. This next 4 years is going to be rough because I don't want to be around my family, but my mom and dad, they do support me financially. But it's literally an act of violence against myself to go around them. So if you want to support me, I'll link my GoFundMe. I'll send you one of my art pieces if you do a donation over $1,000.
This was hilarious, and for those who are wondering, this video was a skit if you didn't realize, but this is genuinely how these people act.
When you make a decision to drive drunk,
If you post something on social media, I will find it, I will record it, I will have it removed.
yeah, that's fine. We're in a public area, aren't we? Are we?
We are on a public campus. This is the main fucking walkway.
Yeah, but it's been empty. Yeah, it's been empty. Yeah. Wait, why are you so mad? I thought your community was about love and inclusivity.
This is not fucking loving.
Oh, so you only love when people agree with you, right?
No, I love people who.
No, you don't. You don't love people. You hate
this
people.
Is not spreading love.
No, you don't. You don't know what is love.
Love is about making sure that the people around you are happy.
So why aren't you doing that right now?
Because this makes me fucking unhappy.
So it's conditional love. If I meet the criteria that you have, the standards that you have, then you'll love me.
I am not.
If I agree with every single thing you put forth, when you're transitioning these kids and you're killing these kids, when you're letting these women kill all these kids through abortion, that is love for you, right? But when people have an antithetical view to that, then all of a sudden you hate them.
Do you have an issue with queer people?
Shout out to my boy Eliezer. Go and follow him. I'll have his channel linked in the description down below, because he showed these people that logic is not really their friend, and they're really chasing logic because clearly they don't have any.
As a millennial white woman who has completely walked away from everything that she has known in her white supremacy based fucking piss ass families, it's true. It's true. White women are the fucking problem. They embolden the problem. They marry the problem. They birth the problem. They're lazy as fuck, and they play victim about the goddamn problems that they're participating in. I don't know one happy white woman in one of my families. I only know white women that are either alone because men fucked them over and ruined their goddamn livelihoods and drove them insane, or they settled because they wanted their fucking retirements and they decided, hey, I might as well let this fucking pissant live next to me. White women and families that have watched their fucking husbands treat them like shit, beat on them, cheat on them, everything, but they still staying with them, laid down like a doormat. They'll be sitting at all these family picnics talking shit about these men, talking about how much they fucking hate them, how they're losers, how they get shit stains in their pants, but they stayed married to them and they still fucking voted to embolden them. White women will sell out their daughters, sell out their children. They will quite literally do anything as long as they get picked. As long as they're not the ones getting beat on. Because what do we know about toxic-ass white families? Pathetic, shitty, white supremacy-based fucking toxic-ass white families? Let me tell you about those families. When they're not going after gay people, when they're not going after black people, when they're not going after marginalized groups and poor people, they're beating the fucking shit out of white girls in the family. Especially if you're a free thinker. God forbid you're pretty, okay? Or got a brain. Oh my God, you're getting your ass fucking beat down. And so what happens to those white women? They either find their way in the family so that they can at least be accepted and have love and support, whatever the fuck that looks like, or they leave, like me, and they get demonized and chastised for it. This is white supremacy. Everything these fucking people are saying is true. I've watched white women in my family show up for my crackhead cousin who's been to jail a dozen times and put money on her books and celebrate her because she's selling herself short and being a fucking nobody. When I graduated college, not one of my fucking aunts or mothers or any of those things was there to support me. Nah. You wanna know why? Because they didn't like it when I got smarter and I got more intelligent and I could empower myself. Because white women are just a tool for abusive white men to stay in power.
Here we go again with the liberal white woman complaining about how she's apparently oppressed, but then at the same time, she's also a boss babe who doesn't need anyone.
To me, I just feel like all the shit is being revealed now. Trump brought out all those people who really are racist, because most white people are. They just don't understand that they have that microaggression. Y'all mostly are. You don't even understand some of the racist shit you do, and by accident, just from being a white entitled motherfucker. Seriously, and that shit's starting to show now, and it's getting so bad. Like, oh, we don't want you to see your history and all of that. I think people are just waking up to the shit that's been going on, and now we're waking up.
What do you think? I mean, do you think there's this current sort of more of the extreme of what you're just saying and sort of distillation in the last few years, I sense in particular, was a reaction to George Floyd? It was sort of a reaction, sort of in that sort of COVID framework. I mean, this is sort of the boomerang that really exposes it at a whole nother level.
Yeah, I think that COVID fucked us up. I think that when we had that pandemic and was inside for a little while, I think that some of us lost our fucking mind. And I think, again, Gavin, I just think it's sadness. We're sad. We don't understand what's going on with our government. Our government is supposed to be boring. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to turn on the TV every day and see child molesters and felons and shit in our government. We're supposed to be like, those are the most boring motherfuckers, and we don't give a fuck. Like, everyone's frustrated because now this is happening and we never understood the system. I'm on tour. I've been going to these little small towns, and when I talk to people, you know what they say, Gavin? Does it really matter who's going to win? That's what they think. You know why? Because they're regular people that go to work every day. They go to work every day. They take care of the kids. They do their fun shit, and they don't want to be involved in this bullshit. They want to just be able to pay their rent. They want to be able to take care of their kids. They want to be able to pay their taxes and be fucking Americans. Nobody wants to have to deal with this fuck shit. They don't know what to do. They don't know who's telling the truth. Because in some towns, they don't get the news outlets that we get in California and New York. They get that fox shit, that motherfuckers. And if you sitting there listening, yo, my aunt is an educated woman, but I had to tell her, yo, what the fuck are you listening to? This is bullshit. Get the fuck out of Memphis. Like there's shit going on right now. Like I heard a woman in Florida. She literally said this to me, Gavin. I'm going to take my son out of my will if he doesn't vote for Trump, because Trump is definitely for women. And I said, are you talking about the ones he raped, or are you talking about the ones that he calls ugly and fat? Which one are you talking about, ma'am? I said, the fact that you think you would trust your daughter with that piece of shit. One thing that I'm really good at as a comedian is reading people. And
I'm sure a lot of the roles she has received as an actress have come from white men, and I've never heard of this person before, and I'm not surprised I've not heard of this person before. But this person would directly benefit from the so-called racism, but would also gladly take the role from these so-called racist people. Make it make sense.